Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz. It is March 24th, 2000, and moved up a date, 17 at 1218 a.m. Birmingham. And the topic is Muslim who fear Islam. It's a very real topic. And I'm going to give you only the last name. And I've known these people since 1969. That's how long I've known them. Rashid, I'll just tell you that. And they've been in this country. They came here in the late 30s and before World War II. And their family's well known in my neck of the woods, and it's the only place I could sneak by. I say sneak by. I drove myself to school after starting in the 10th, I think. But I'd swing by Rashid's store and he'd sell me a cigarette. This man, he'd open a pack of Winston or whatever you wanted, and if you wanted one or two, he'd say two for a nickel back then. That was a pretty good deal, but he made a lot of money too. And but years later, Albert Lee Smith, congressman in Alabama, was a good friend of mine. My wife that owned a beauty shop in the city of Mountain Brook, where I was a cop in the city of Mountain Brook, I was introduced to Albert Lee Smith, and I went with him on some of his speeches when he was talking about the Lebanon having this battle with Israel. And he was trying to get people to pick up on it and not let them pick on the Jews as much as they were. The PLO, I guess you can call them. But Rashid, at that time, told me, he said, those people scare me. He said, they always have. He said, when we left because we feared them. And I don't know where he was from. I believe he was from Syria. Back then, Syria was a peaceful place, but there was still stuff going on underneath that the Muslim won't talk about today. But those who did talk about it, who will talk about it, will go back and tell you some stories that really haunt you. And back then, I was a Christian, and one day I got the guts, well, are you saved? He said, yes, I am. He said, I don't carry another Bible with me. He said, there's only one. He said, I am a Muslim. He said, I'm not one of those who hurt people. He didn't call them radical. He just said that they were Sharia law driven, and they knew some things or felt some things in them that most of the Muslims didn't. Look, when you really think about the Muslim world, 1.2 billion, I'm gonna say up front, at least, and I'm telling the truth, probably 800 or 900 million don't want a thing to do with those who tote the Sharia law everywhere they go in the Quran. Really. And, when you talk about troublemakers, there's a few. There's not millions and millions. There's a few of them. Most of the Muslim world are good people. But there's always a few. Like in the United States, like the KKK, I don't want a thing to do with them. I don't like those people. And they didn't like me either, being a cop. But I'm like Rashid. I don't want any part of these people, but he told me way back, And I'm going to say about 1976 or 77, maybe 78, he told me, he said, a day of trouble's coming. He called me Little Wolf. He said, a day of trouble's coming, Little Wolf. And he was getting up in his age by then, but he told me that. He said, a day of trouble's coming. I couldn't fully understand it, even though Albert Lee Smith, a congressman here in Alabama, was talking out against the PLO. I couldn't quite understand what he was saying, and I really never asked him, except I do know that he didn't want any part of them. He said most of his people now lives in the United States. He said, and most of my people are Christians. So I grew up in a very diverse neighborhood. We had a lot of Italians. We had a lot of Lebanese. We had a lot of Muslim. We had a lot of Jews. I mean, Mount Brook is built on Jews, and they became some of my very best friends. Not even knowing the whole history, they became some of my best friends, my true best friends. And some even tried to get me to go into business with them, but I was overwhelmed already in business, and I couldn't take on more. But now I wish I had, because he would have made money in it, and where I would have lost. But I just want everybody to know that when I talk about them, I'm talking about Islamic, Muslim terrorists. I'm talking about those who wants to kill everybody, even their own brother. They will kill their own wife, their own child. I don't like those people. Muslim, just like American. They want the same things we want. They want peace. And look, treat them that way. Don't treat everybody. I mean, if you've got somebody that you've known in your neighborhood for a very long time, it's probably okay. Like my friend, he's dead now, by the way. He died not too long ago. But he lived a long, ripe old age. Anyway, I just wanted to give that to you. Again, just like right here in America, we got a few troublemakers called the liberal left who have brainwashed the liberal media. I'm hoping that some of them will kind of wake up, because what I see is that while God may not have spoken through Trump, God spoke through someone yesterday. And he said, wake up, guys. It is Obama who is doing this, and you can bet his sidekick is Hillary Clinton that's causing and creating these problems with Donald Trump. Think about that. And I don't blame Trump for the wall. I encourage it. I don't blame him for the vetting. I encourage it. It will just bring better people in. And that's what we need, better people. So far, we seem to have got some of the crud. Not much, thank God, except the Hispanics. 879,000 crimes in Texas alone since 2011. 879,000 from from Hispanic, from Mexico. 879,000 crimes just from Mexico since 2011. If you go back and look at the dates, they have killed 70 to 80,000 of their own in Mexico. These are the drug lords who fight for territory. You don't move, they'll kill your family. And they've killed a lot of families, a lot of kids on school buses, on school trips. Sick SOBs, every one of them. Jody Wolf Expoz.